Okay, so if we look at section 4.4, our slope formula that we need to know is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And your y2 and your y1 and your x2 and your x1 come from your ordered pairs. So your first ordered pair is always your x2 and your your x1 and your y1. And your second ordered pair is your x2 and your y2. Okay, so write that down. Write this down. Write this down. This is very important. No. Well, if you don't, you don't. Alright, so if I look at example 1, I'm given the point 4, negative 2, negative 1, 2. So as I said, your first point is always your x1, y1, and your second point is always your x2, y2. And so my formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So my y2 is what? 2. What's my y1? Negative 2. What's my x2?
Negative 1.
And my x1? Okay, so if I simplify, minus a negative becomes a positive. 2 plus 2 is
4.
4. Negative 1 minus 4 is?
Negative 5.
Negative 5. So my slope is 4 over negative 5.
Oh.
So your x, or wait, your y would be 4?
Yes, my y would be 4. Okay. And my x would be negative 5. Alright, so if I look at 1a, I have x1, y1, and x2, y2. So then my y2 is negative 2. What's my y1?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. So negative 2 minus negative 2. What's my x2?
7.
And what's my x1? Yep, so those both change to positives. So this is 0 over
9.
Okay, and what's 0 divided by 9?
9. 0. Wait.
0. So my slope would be 0. Okay, let's do one more. Okay, so x1, y1, x2, y2. So my y2 is 2 over 5, right? Minus my y1, which is 7 over 5. Okay. My x2 is 1 over 4, minus my x1, which is 3 over 4. Okay. So I end up with 2 minus 5 becomes negative 5 over 5. And 1 minus 3 is negative 2 over 4. So then I leave it, change it, flip it, because that's how you divide fractions, right? Leave it, change it, flip it. Okay, so negative 5 times 4 is negative 20 over negative 10, and what does that reduce to? Positive 2. Negative 20 divided by negative 10 is positive 2. Okay, so that's how it works when you're given values. If you're given a graph, we're going to do the same thing. So x1, y1, your first point's the one furthest to the left, okay? Even if it's further down, it's furthest to the left. And then x2, y2. So then my y2 is 2 minus my y1, which is what? What's negative 1. Okay, and my x2 is 2 minus my x1, which is negative 2. So we'd add both. So 2 plus 1 is 3 over 4. Okay, so that's what you do with values. If we're given an equation, we need to solve that equation for y. So how do I get rid of a plus 6x? This positive 6x? Minus 6x. So I get minus 5y equals 30 minus 6x. I still need to get the y by itself, so now what? Perfect, and we have to divide everything by negative 5. Okay, so then y equals 30 divided by negative 5 is negative 6. A negative divided by a negative becomes a positive 6 over 5x. And your slope is whatever number is in front of your x. So in this case, our slope is 6 over 5. Okay, so So that's how you find the slope from an equation. You look at whatever number is in front of your x, and that's your slope. So let's do one more. So 2x plus 3y equals 12. Minus 2x. So 3y equals 12 minus 2x. Chaim, how do I get rid of the 3?
Divide.
Perfect. We're going to divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. Alright, fine, what's 12 divided by 3? 4 minus 2 over 3x. So Niles, what's my slope?
2/3.
Perfect. Minus 2/3.
You have to be in negative 2.
Yes, you do have to make sure you keep the minus in front of it. Okay.
Why'd you mention my negative for me?
Because I wanted to. Alright, so you're going to work to page 257, 1 through 20.